Good morning. And good night to VShojo, R.I.P. They just got tucked into bed for their final rest, the last sleep. They put out a statement today where they formally announced they are shutting down, but also they left us a golden little nugget in there that I cannot believe any sane lawyer would have given the okay to, where they kind of loosely admit to a crime. A little something called embezzlement. The statement was put out by their CEO, Justin Gunrun, and I have to imagine his legal representatives charged out of their office, briefcase in hand, desperately trying to get a hold of him to tell him that he just made a big boo-boo. Needs to probably sit down and watch that episode of the Magic School Bus where Miss Frizzle teaches everyone about embezzlement by going up the butthole of a CEO or some shit. It was shocking to read that. But anyway, this is the final chapter in the story of the multi-million-dollar company that collapsed overnight. Actually just went down in flames and feces over the course of 24 hours. Once one of the big players in a multi-billion-dollar industry, the VTuber space, VShojo found itself in hot water that turned to scalding water that turned to lava and dissolved the entire company so quickly. No exaggeration, this is actually the fastest corpo death I've ever seen for a company of their size. Like fucking a spy taking 20 cyanide capsules wouldn't kill them faster than the bad business practices killed VShojo once they came to light. Now, let's go through the statement here. VShojo has failed and I've mismanaged the company into the situation you're all witnessing. That is brutally honest, right in your face, no smoke and mirrors. I imagine he had a glass of wine in his hand while typing that. But I would make the argument VShojo didn't fail, you failed VShojo. They had some of the top talent in the VTuber space, which again is a multi-billion-dollar industry, that had all of the ingredients to success, but he snatched defeat from the jaws of victory. So he failed VShojo through his mismanagement, would be more accurate to say, at least from everything I can see on the outside. But because he is now saying the company is shutting down, a lot of talent that was still stuck under NDAs was able to share their horror stories with how VShojo handled their finances and just some of their experiences there. So it's just been tons and tons of information about how poorly this company was led and all of like the really shady bad dealings that it engaged in. To continue though. So today I am sharing the difficult news that VShojo is shutting down, and I take full responsibility for the decisions that led us to this point. I've been doing everything I can to fundraise and right the ship these past few months, but despite my efforts, we are in a worse position, and those I care about are now paying the price. Over the past few years, we raised around $11 million to pursue a bold, talent-first approach in VTubing, prioritizing creators and community over short-term profits to achieve long-term sustainability. Our funding went directly to our creators through generous splits, debut investments, infrastructure, concerts, events, and staffing, all designed to support them. We also wanted talent to own their IP, which we knew was a unique creator-first approach for an agency. However, despite all our efforts, the business failed to generate the revenue we needed to sustain that model, and eventually we ran out of money. Additionally, I acknowledge that some of the money spent by the company was raised in connection with talent activity, which I later learned was intended for a charitable initiative. At the time, we were working hard to raise additional investment capital to cover our costs, and I firmly believed, based on the information available to us, that we would be able to do so and cover all expenses. We were unsuccessful in our fundraising efforts. I made the decision to pursue funding, and I own its consequences. I am deeply sorry to all the talent, staff, friends, and community members who believed in our brand. You did not deserve this. Justin Gunrun. The community note came in with a Phoenix Wright objection here about his claim that he later found out that that money that they were using came from Iron Mouse's charity event. Justin claims to not know the purpose of the funds, but he personally congratulated Iron Mouse on the completion of her charity fundraising event and reposted Ludwig directly mentioning half the funds would go to charity. So he can't really play the, oh, I was big stupid man for a moment there. I should have known that it was charity money. How could that have slipped by me? Drats, I can't believe that. I'm really beating myself up over it. I should have known. Turns out, seems like he did know. But this is where the, diet embezzlement comes in. Not even diet. It's pretty close to embezzlement. You could make a very strong case for. Of course, this is all alleged, but what he is fundamentally admitting to is that they took money that was generated by talent for purposes like charity fundraising, an obligation that VShojo would have to give that money to charity. It was not their money to use. It was not their gain for their company, but they took that money and did use it as their own. And the reason, and you've seen this before in other companies, it's kind of a tale as old as time. Once companies take in these investors and they constantly chase this white whale of trying to, reach profitability and make it back. Well, what they did is they then used that as a means of trying to get more investors on board. Like, look at this. We have this $500,000 that was supposed to go to charity, and also this money that was supposed to go to our talent, and it's ours. It's VShojo money. Look how well we're doing. Who wants to come in and invest? Come on, doors are wide open. This is something a lot of companies have done in the past, all of which is illegal. That's a big no-no, but they misappropriate funds and present it as though it were like gains, like the company's doing really well, look at all of this, even though it's not really their money to be presenting in that fashion because they are entrusted with it to use for something else. But it's supposed to try and get investors on the hook, like, start chumming the waters, like, get your pocketbooks out, investors, you won't be able to fight the urge to put money into this company, even though it's not doing as financially well as they're trying to make it seem. So that is what happened to VShojo. It's why a lot of talent did not get paid, I guess. A lot of talent is reporting that they also did not get paid significant amounts of money. It's not just Iron Mouse. There were quite a few that came out about it. In Iron Mouse's case, though, it was more than just that. They also didn't even pay the charity that she raised money for like they were supposed to. They instead used that money as part of their spending capital. It's a complete mess, and it really is like loosely admitting to a crime here. Now, the next obvious question here is what happens to all the money the talent is owed from this company, as well as the $500K that they owe to charity? Will that money ever be distributed? And the answer is absolutely fucking not, probably. They burned through, Justin is admitting, they burned through all of their investment capital and they actually don't have any money left. Like, they've not only scraped the bottom of the barrel, they ate its whole ass out. So I don't know how they'll be paying any of the talent back the money that they are still owed. And I think my guess was wrong in the first video I made covering this, where I speculated they'd donate the money to try and save face. They don't have the money to donate anymore. So I also don't think they'll ever be able to fulfill their obligation to the Immune Deficiency Foundation from the Iron Mouse fundraising that she did. And that's a damn shame. Good news though, like I said in the last video, the Iron Mouse Tiltify link has absolutely exploded, so the charity has received over $1 million in donations as a result of this complete fucking, hogwash from VShojo, which is great news. But it is still sad that it's going to miss out on what it is still owed. And all of the creators seem like they will be as well. But I could be wrong. I'm not entirely knowledgeable on how that's going to work for a company like this because I haven't seen a company die this fast. This company, over the course of 24 hours, literally imploded, shitploded. It died so quickly, and now they are fully shutting down. So, I mean, maybe there is some kind of structure in place that will, get the funds that are owed to the talent and to the charity. I don't know. I find it doubtful based on the statement from Justin here, but I guess we'll see. Hopefully, they can get the money that they are owed, but we'll see how it plays out. But yeah, that's the end of VShojo. That's really about it. So yeah.